All right, guys, so I wanted to give you guys a quick update on the FJ Cruiser doors and the Buddy window system. So right now we have the FJ here at our shop. It's up on the rack. Adrian has already pulled one of the doors off. I believe he's already pulled the other door off. We are doing the final install on our company FJ. All of the metal work has been done in terms of identifying precisely how the cuts are going to be made. All the framing for the windows are complete. As you know, the glass is still en route from the manufacturer. I believe we're about 2.5, 3 weeks out still on the glass to arrive here at our shop. So we're pretty excited about that. And the next thing to do is coordinate with a few different companies that will help us manufacture all of the framing. So let's go get started. Let me show this stuff off to you guys. I'm kind of excited where it's come and where we're going with it. Let's go check it out. All right. So Adrian's already got this door off. As you can see, it's over here. This is our final work that has been done to it. Now, mind you, the door panel, all the molds have been completed. Should be able to show those off soon. So all the cut work has been completed here. As you can see, all of this has been done. This is pretty much how it will sit in the end. And you could see this plate holds and retains the window regulator. The motor is down here. This is all the channel work that's been completed. Adrian did an amazing job cutting all that up. You can see all the different plates that are here. These are basically Ford, as I indicated in the past, these are Ford F-150 regulators. This panel is a custom-made panel that serves as the retainer of the window regulator and the motor. You know, this is your latch assembly that goes up here, and the latch assembly is all factory. There's no customization made to this. Your seat belt system bolts in place here. None of that was modified at all. We wanted to leave that intact because, you know, a lot of safety and development went into this, and we didn't want to change any of the structure that keeps you safe. So that's all in place. All right, guys, so as I said before, you know, one of the challenges that we had in this build, and as I mentioned, you know, this is a fluid build in terms of how we're doing it and what's going to be the easiest, most precise way to provide these as kits to you guys that don't want to do it yourself. The way this frame has been made, it's bent in an angle. As you can see, as I'm holding it here, this isn't perfectly straight. It basically bends to the same angle as this door does, right? And of course, our glass is made specifically to fit within this channel. This entire channel frame is built in-house by us. It literally just snaps in place. When the door shells are cut precisely to the measurements we need, that frame snaps right in place and makes for a really easy installation. Here's the FJ. So it looks like we're getting ready to pull this door off. We've already had the window glass removed from this. You know, this is a vinyl wrap right here, and we had to remove the vinyl wrap on this because we're going to re-vinyl this. And if you remember, all of this stuff gets cut out here, and there's a lot of work involved in cutting all of this out, and that's the stuff that scares me. That's the stuff I'm most concerned about. And quite frankly, having us do that in-house ensures that our window system is going to fit in there beautifully. Now we just need to make sure that all the cutting that gets done on this door will accommodate our window system. And as you'll see, it literally just snaps in place. Coming back here, and as I indicated before, all the jigs have been made here, and rather than have my guy, you know, do all of the metal work, we rely on Adrian a lot here at the shop. He's our chief engineer, and we can't afford to have Adrian make all of the steel framing that makes up, you know, the window channel. Here is an example of that right here. This tubing is what makes the channels and the frame of the window, and this is one of them here. And we had to actually make the bends first before we cut one of the walls of the tubing out because it has to have a little pinch on the edge. And I know it's really hard to see in this video. It's very important that it not just be cut flat. It has to have a little curvature lip to this. It has to be bent with all 4 walls on it first, and then after it's bent, we have to go in and cut these out. You know, this entire piece has to be cut out. So one of the walls of this 4-walled tube has to be removed, and that serves as the channel that the glass slides in and out of. And we use, of course, OEM weather stripping that holds the glass in place and keeps it safe. These are attachment panels that actually help this attach to the actual shell of the door.
It's 100 different customers. Yeah, we don't know what they're willing to pay.
If you just sent this parts kit out, can a guy do it themselves?
That's the whole idea.
That's it, yeah.
There's no welding.
There's no welding involved
All
once they
the
get
welding
this.
is on this. Then it's
All they have to do is cut in certain areas and then rivet. So you can do it with hand tools.
Oh, that's awesome. That's sweet.
Everything uses factory provisions. You don't have to tap anything.
How do you you're gonna do a
We're
controller?
gonna sell a wiring kit too.
Yeah.
But that's separate.
Dude.
Yeah.
see. So once they got the door, they just with this piece, you go in there,
Oh, I see.
there, and then
Just rivet it in there?
no, it's not. No, you put glue here and here, and once it snaps, it puts the pressure.
Oh wow.
See, like that, and
Oh, I see. Oh wow, that's an awesome design.
it's hard to do it like this.
Dude, you can. I think you could sell this worldwide, man.
See, so once you're there, done.
It's pressed in at the end.
This is glue.
And then it's all glued.
This is glue, and then here it goes another piece. They keep the pressure here.
Again, just a recap, all of the metal framing work has been completed. We know precisely what measurements need to be made to the door shell and what cuts need to be made to the door shell. That's done in its entirety. We're just waiting for our glass to arrive from the manufacturer, and we've got window frame assemblies completed here at the shop, and our next step is to work with a few different manufacturers to help us build those, to reduce some of the labor here at our shop in getting the parts done. Let's show off a functioning door. So I mean, you've seen this before, but this is the final run. If you want, Adrian, do you want to run it up and down once right now here? And you can see how it works on the inside. Now mind you, a door panel will cover all this up, and these are custom made 2-piece door panels. They're actually 3-piece. So as you see, it retracts. The window regulator motor is underneath this panel here that we've made. And obviously this serves as the cradle that actually holds the entire window regulator system that comes down and drops in its entirety. So you want to go ahead and push it up, Adrian, and then we'll pull it off of the stand. All right, so now, if you could just pull that stand away for a sec. So what you see here is the completed door. So this is obviously this is a cardboard that we've taped to the outside exterior of the door itself so it doesn't get damaged or scratched when we're doing all the modifications. And of course there's a window that's going to fit in place right here that will conceal all of this. And this is the final product. If you can go ahead and push it down and show you how it works in its down position. And again, window switches will be plumbed to the front door panel. All right, and then this is a sideways shot. Now, mind you, a door panel is going to fit in here and hide this system right here. This is the window latch that, of course, we didn't want to make any modifications to because this is how the car was manufactured from the factory. That's going to stay in place. And then, of course, in the up position. If you like what you saw today, don't forget to subscribe. I know you guys, the FJ community, has been watching this build, and we're excited about what we're doing here. This has not been an easy project. I don't need to go back and repeat all the things that were in the first part of the series. Please go back if you're new to the channel and you're just now watching these builds. Go back and look at the beginning of this series, and we talk about how this all came to be and where it came from. This was all an idea that I had when I first bought this FJ, and of course Adrian made it happen because of his ingenuity and engineering that went into this build. Now the next thing is putting it into production, and we're so close. couple more weeks before the window system actually shows up from the manufacturer. Adrian and I are communicating with a few different builders to actually make all of our framing to cut down on our cost, and so we could pass those savings on to the end user. If you like what you see, please give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate all of the comments. Please comment. So lots of things moving. It's still a very fluid build. Things are changing, but we're very close to the end, and just be patient. I know this is taking a long time, and of course with all the delays and shipping and all the stuff going on in the world right now, there's delay after delay, and we're just victim of that like so many other shops are. And more to follow. Thanks for watching. There's so many layers that you can't see under here that have to be cut. Mm-hmm. How do you put a template over this and say cut all this off? It's impossible.
No, but we can put a template for this.
Right, but you know, this is covering what also needs to be cut. So you have to cut this off first, take that template off, and then put another template over it.
No, well...
You see what I'm saying? That's why it's hard.
Well, no, okay, because once you cut this one, because you have to cut it like this. And then everything that goes between, so everything that interferes between here and this little piece, you have to get rid of it.
Yeah, right. It's just...
Yeah.
It's tricky.
No, yeah.
It's really tricky.
It'll be tricky for, like I said, for a guy who, I mean, it is tricky, yeah.
And that's what I mean. I don't know that I even want to go down that road. And their cuts aren't to the exact dimension that we require. The system's going to not fit right. And our door panels won't fit right. Mm-hmm. Because don't forget, there's the molds that go after all this stuff. You know, and if it's slightly out of place, and now the big question is they're going to have to paint it. They're going to have to paint whatever door we give them to match their FJ. So there is that. That's the only thing that adds to the frustration of buying a door from us, and of course the added shipping expense of shipping them a door shelf.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's true to the States. If someone's on the East Coast and they want us to build them a buddy window system, they're still going to have to either ship us their doors or buy a set of door shelves from us. And then we just send the whole kit. And you know, I know a lot of people are going to ask the question, well, why don't you just build them complete, make them functional, working, and all we have to do is paint them when we get them to our house? Well, you could even paint them yourself. Well, first of all, they're never going to match. So I don't see any point in painting something that's not going to match. I didn't go into this thinking I'm going to retire off these buddy windows. No. I'm doing this because it was an idea that you and I put together and you made happen. And I showed it off for years and years and never did anything with it, and had everybody and their uncle, thousands of requests. And now I'm like, screw it. Let's just do it and see where it goes. This might turn out to be a massive loss. You know, you don't know unless you try, you know?